Hey guys, it's Christine. Today we're going to talk about the main principles to focus on to build muscle. Now there is a difference between strength and hypertrophy. When the goal is to get stronger, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily trying to build more muscle. Also, the training program for that goal looks completely different from one that focuses on hypertrophy. What is hypertrophy? It just means you have a goal to build muscle mass. And yes, you will probably naturally get stronger with this goal too, because it's just a natural byproduct. Principle number one, to build muscle, you need to prioritize progressive overload. And all this means is you need to challenge your muscles under load over time in order to get them to grow bigger in size. What does this look like? Let's say in our program, you have barbell hip thrust for 10 reps. Week 1, you can do 65 pounds for 10 reps. Week 2, you bump up to 70 pounds for 10 reps. And then week 3, you can do 75 pounds for 10 reps. And maybe week 4, you can't increase the load, so you stay at 75 pounds for that week. The goal is to be able to increase your volume, hard-working sets, reps, and weight over time, which is progressive overload, so we can challenge our muscles to tear down. That way, when they recover, they heal and they get bigger. Principle number 2. Studies showed to build muscle, you need to be training 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. Most people who have a set of 10 reps for a given exercise do not really train to this point because they don't know what it actually feels like to train to failure. Usually they still have another 5 to 15 reps left in the tank. This is what stopping 2 reps shy of failure will look like with me doing barbell hip thrust. As you can tell on the right side, I'm going lighter in load, but on the left-hand side, I'm going heavier in load for the same rep range. Now, the goal is to be able to only leave 2 reps left in the tank. All this means is if you have 12 reps for a set, by the end of that set, there should be 1, maybe 2 reps left that you could do. Now, if you're going to all the way failure of a set, that means you can't even do another rep by the end of that set. And as you can tell, on the left-hand side, I'm chasing reps. It's getting slower. I'm feeling it in my glutes. I'm making the ugly face. This is what it looks like when there's 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. You will feel shaky. You'll have to fight for the last 2 reps. You'll probably be breathing. You'll probably make the ugly face. And you'll probably want to rush it, but you need to control the negatives. Now, this is what it's going to look like when I just easily rep out 10 reps. So by the way, the goal is not to train to absolute failure. And the reason why is because studies do show recovery can take long, it's hard systemically on your body, and it can cause joint pain. Yes, you are going to grow your muscles going to absolute failure, meaning you have 0 reps left in the tank for that set, but studies also show you can grow just as much with 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. So make sure you're tracking the weights you're using weekly, which I know you are for the program, but that you only leave 1 to 2 reps left in the tank, which is so important. Goal number 3. We need to look for mind to muscle connection. If I'm doing bicep curls and I'm not focused on actually feeling the tension and contractions in my bicep, and I'm not focused, then gains will not come easily. So if you feel burning, cramping sensation, like you can't go anymore, not only are you hitting mind to muscle connection, but you are generating hypertrophy and strength gains that will come easily compared to muscles you aren't activating. Next is principle number 4, which is your resting period. If you can jump into the next exercise in 30 seconds, then the load for the previous exercise or set was too light. Long rest intervals of 60 to 90 seconds will allow for improved recovery between sets and allow you to work at a higher training volume. So make sure to rest for at least 1 minute before jumping into the next set or the next exercise. The next principle I want to talk about is principle number 5, which is your protein intake. If you're training hard in the gym and you're not making a focus of hitting your protein intake, then progress will be slow as far as building muscle that is going to encourage fat loss down the road. So make sure that you're aiming for a high protein intake. Principle number 6 is supplementation. Let's talk about protein powder and creatine monohydrate. So make sure that you are consuming protein powder. We do have some at the gym that you can grab from us. We do recommend a supplement company called Thorne, which is a pharmaceutically graded supplement company, and they have amazing supplements, and we can offer a discount code if you go through that route. And then definitely get some creatine monohydrate. Last is going to be principle number 6, which is recovery. All we need you to do is aim for 7-9 hours of deep quality sleep a night. The reason why sleep is essential for your muscle building gains and fat loss is just because if you're not sleeping deeply and fully recovering, what's going to end up happening is your body will become catabolic, meaning it starts taking away from the muscle mass you already do have, and that's a big no-no. The next reason is we do need you to feel properly recovered to lift heavy, to feel good for your actual lifts, which is going to just help with the overall big picture of you building muscle. So that is it for the muscle building principles. Make sure that you're aiming for progressive overload, trying to increase the load on a weekly basis. The next is just making sure that you're leaving 1 to 2 reps left in the tank when you are training. You want to make sure that you're feeling your muscles activate under the load, the tension, the cramping, like chase after those reps. Make sure that you're resting properly after each set or each exercise. Hit your protein intake. You do want to take some muscle building supplements like the creatine and the whey protein isolate to help with your strength and your muscle building gains. And then lastly, make sure that you sleep. I'll see you in the next video where we talk about how to actually hit your protein intake.